And I take the lava off of my toolbar so that I don't accidentally incinerate my my minecart chest. This is the voice of experience. Just tap these each once as opposed to twice by accident. Get the wax off, and then it'll go into my systems. Yep, because I really do think we're going to do one of my storage slices as oxidized copper. There's actually a vanilla tweaks thing that you can get that will put a little yellow outline on your waxed blocks, so that it doesn't do it when it's placed in the world, because that would be annoying. But it does put a little yellow overlay on it in your inventory, so that you can tell in your inventory without mousing over it whether or not is that a waxed block or an unwaxed block. Well, the waxed blocks would have a little yellow outline, and the unwaxed blocks don't. That's just a nice little quality of life thing. There's a lot of stuff like that in on the Vanilla Tweaks website. The Bedrock equivalent of it is Bedrock Tweaks. They are owned by the same folks. So it's safe to grab stuff from them. I know grabbing text resource packs from like sketchy websites is a problem, but Vanilla Tweaks and Bedrock Tweaks are not among them. They're it's a project that's done by Zumavoid. If you're familiar with Hermitcraft, which I would assume, but maybe not. Zumavoid is one of the content creators on Hermitcraft. He's actually the guy who manages the server. He runs the server. And one of his projects is the Vanilla Tweaks and Bedrock Tweaks sites. These little quality of life add-ons. What would be called now add-ons, resource packs. In Java, they're more mods, but more resource packs, because they're not doing anything. They're not changing the underlying experience. They're just quality of life adjustments. Some of them are purely visual. Some of them go a little bit more. Like there's one that lets you craft black dye out of coal and charcoal, which is nice, as opposed to just squid ink. I often use that one because you know it's a good it makes for a it extends the usable lifespan of coal and charcoal, especially charcoal. Like why would I need charcoal? Once you get to a certain point, you're just making torches and that's it. Coal. So you're gonna have way more coal and you know what to do with. But if you can use it to make dye, then all of a sudden you've extended the usable life of that item. And that's worthwhile. Okay. And this is what I'm kind of experimenting with the facing on the storage silos. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm not quite done with it yet. I'm not entirely happy with it yet, but it's close. It's going to go higher than this, so I'm kind of waiting. I think I do like the calcite, and I think I want the copper to be unoxidized, but I don't have any honeycomb right now, so I need to get a bee farm going. And once I get the hopper line in along the top all the way around, from wherever the start is to wherever the end is going to be, which I got to figure that out. That's also going to kind of inform where the floor is for the next level of the structure. And then I can finish putting this in. But so far, I kind of like where this is going. It's got this little, niche right here. You can get into the chest. And it walls off all that stuff. I'm actually going to move this in. I think like that. Or do I go like this? Go like that, and then run the wall. Bring this wall in all the way around. This would drive my wife nuts because these bulk storage silos are not alphabetized. So you would just gotta know where the various ones are. Deep slate. Boop. Lava farm, go burr. Ship it. That's where that block wound up. Okay. I thought I had lost one of these and I couldn't find it. figured it went into a hopper somewhere. Would have caught up with me eventually. Alright. Well, let's bring this wall in. Unfortunately, the trial chamber ended up being underwhelming because of chunk errors. So instead, back to work. I'm going to need to make sure this is lit up in here. That's an odd by even grid too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 4. So there's no convenient way for me to just put light in the floor. I mean, I could just hide it under a slab. Hide a torch under a slab, that'll do it. Just come along and unzip all of this, and that'll give me these resources back. Yeah, one of the unfortunate side effects, I mean, like the copper torches, they are green, but the light that they cast is not green. The light that they cast is normal light. Just the object itself is green. So it looks green, but it doesn't cast green light, so it doesn't make the other stuff around it look green. I think they're working on adding that to the engine, but it's not there yet. Dynamic lighting was something that they always talked about wanting to do, and they experimented with it a little bit, as I recall, but I guess part of the problem is, of course, how to do it for mobile, how to do it for people who played Minecraft on a potato. This is the perennial problem. It's the problem with having a massive install base, the vast majority of which is mobile. You want to make your game be as accessible as possible to as large a number of people as possible. And that means having to make design decisions you might otherwise not want to make. I was gonna get spiders in here anyway. I'm gonna get some more spiders in here. It's gonna be a little bit more traversable for them until I get it enclosed. But it's just a good reason to get more smooth stone cooked so that I can get this enclosed on a more and then figure out what I'm going to do with it. Obviously, smooth stone is just the temporary I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that I'm putting a wall here block. No, don't need that one. Do need this one. Cool thing is I'll end up with less blocks than I had, end up with more blocks back than I had when I started because I'm bringing the footprint in. Alright, I don't need that one. Alright. Yeah, let's cut in the corner. And this is going to be an interior wall, I believe, as well. With more pallets going to the outside. I think I will have other big farms here. I might do one bamboo farm. Probably want a kelp farm. Kelp farm doesn't have to be very big. I'm not going to do it for dried kelp. It's not like I'm doing create mod and I'm using lava for my furnace array. And we're all the way back around to the front, so let's finish getting this ready. There we go. Cut the corner. If this was an exterior wall, I wouldn't cut the corner, but since it's going to be an interior wall, then I'm going to wrap it, and I'm eventually going to wrap an exterior around it. And look at that, that's the whole wall. Let's go 3 high. just need one. Of course, now I need to hop back up there. Let's just do this. Not worry about it. Again, nobody's gonna... You're not gonna be able to get in here. Once I wall it up, that's it. This is gonna be done. So, this lighting is purely just to keep the grumble groans out, and I don't want, you know, a bunch of skeletons or whatever just hanging out in there. There we go. Accurate son of a gun, isn't he? He sniped me right off of that wall. He was pretty far away. This still will not keep the spooters out. Yeah, nothing but a ceiling will keep the spooters out. See, it slows down over these, and so these are already full. This is traversing more slowly. Might need to put some more powered rail back there. Because I did notice that that one was slowing down. Wouldn't need a lot. Could just be one piece at the back to scoot it along. I thought I had another lever. Am I just blind? Nope. Not blind. A little dingy maybe, but not blind. I mean, I did put all those levers on there. The top one seems to be going okay. It's this one that's a little sketch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe powered rail right there. And that's over a block, so that's not a worry. Need another lever. What's on the other side of this? Nothing? Nothing. This is just wall. And this is all utility room back here, so I don't especially care. Nothing's gonna make this pretty. Alright, let's go get some more wood. And then I'll make that other lever. Deal with this guy over here. This whole birch forest is going to go bit by bit anyway. There is not a trail ruined here, which this is an old growth birch forest, so there's a chance. This is one of the areas that it spawns, but there just isn't one in this biome, which is unfortunate. I like trail ruins. I'm gonna go do one of those eventually too. Not that there's there's not much adventure to those. I find them soothing. Just excavate them completely. Maybe we'll dig it out and then recreate it. You know, restore it. That might be fun. Slowly get rid of this forest, push the tree line back bit by bit. All that to get one stick. Because that's what I need. I need a stick. Like this. I'll collect up all of these saplings and compost them. I don't think that top one needs a boost. I think that top one's good. Yeah, that runs just fine. How did lava buckets get up there? Love it. Love it. I'm gonna have to figure out copper aging facility somewhere. Because when I have all this copper, I'm gonna want aged in order to store it. Alright, well, you done unloading? Yeah, you are. Smelter go burr. Why are you not? Oh, you got a little piece of rail in you. See, this is all very diagnostic. Smelters are easy to troubleshoot. Fuel go in or go in. If stuff no cook, something wrong. Luckily, in this case, in both cases, it was just something that got dropped into a hopper, and it was not a case of a accidentally locked hopper, which I've had before, where I had a redstone signal too close, and so it was locking the hoppers. In this case, that doesn't seem to be what's going on anywhere. Which is cool. Look at how fast that stuff's coming through. So good. If you're going to go bigger than this, it's probably not a good idea to use lava as a fuel source. Just because the lava generation itself is so slow. Alright, where are you going? You're going into that. Making sure you're not going into this. And this is going to be how I'm going to get all the smooth stuff I want to finish this. To array things more. And then I'm going to have, obviously, I'm going to replace it all, and then I'm going to have tons of it, you know, when I'm done going into storage. But then I'll pull it back out and use it for planning new builds. So, and I also use it for internal gubbins on redstone devices and stuff. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. We're going to wrap this up here. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. And we'll see you next time.